everybody. It is Claudine Rochelle here again on a Wednesday because we love Wednesdays. And today our topic is sleep. We are going to talk about what it means when you don't get enough sleep, why sleep is so important to your health, and how to
Mm-hmm.
get better quality and quantity of sleep. So super excited. Hi, Rochelle.
Hi, Claudine. How are you?
Living the dream. Thank
I
you.
love
You?
it. Yeah, very good. Loving it.
Awesome. You have beautiful weather out there. It looks gorgeous.
Blue skies. Can't get any better than that.
Blue sky smiling at me. Nice. All right. So sleep, a big, big topic because most of us don't get enough sleep. And the
Mm-hmm.
question and the big challenge I see with a lot of my clients is that we have such a culturally ingrained philosophy that we'll sleep when we die. Like sleep's not important. And so for a
Yeah.
lot of people, a lot of women especially, I see like sleep being the last priority because it's like that's the one thing you can push off, right? Because you got to get all these things done, and sleep just feels
Yeah.
like a chore, you know, thing like you just check off the list.
Right.
But the thing is, there, I'll go through two things, and then I want you to talk about how to get a good quality sleep because I want to talk first about what are the benefits of getting a good night's sleep and what are the inconsistent
Okay.
sleep, right? So the benefits, and this is great for us, right, in the health and fitness industries, is that when you get a good night's sleep, believe it or not, people actually eat fewer calories the next day, right? Because like,
Oh, I love that.
right? Because think about it. If you don't get enough sleep, you're like just you get the munchies, you're just grabbing for stuff because what happens is that a lack of sleep is a stressor on the body. And when you're stressed, you just reach for comfort foods, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't get enough sleep, you tend to eat more calories the next day. So the benefit of getting a good night's sleep is you're naturally going to eat fewer calories. You're
Yeah.
also going to have, and this is kind of a no-brainer, you're going to have improved concentration and productivity, right? Because of course, your brain's going to work better if it has had time to regroup and regenerate.
Yeah.
One of the things people don't often realize is that when you get a good night's sleep, you have better immune function. So, like, how many
Okay.
of us have gotten a cold after like cramming for, staying up all night and cramming for something or like being really busy and then you're like finally slow down and you get sick,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
Like,
that's or like after like a vacation, a weekend vacation or something, and then you don't. You're just like busy, 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 and then you come home and it's like, oh, I'm sick.
yeah, because your body's like, yeah, your body had been pushing and then finally it
Yeah.
lets, and your immune function is uh, depressed so that it's basically not working as well as it should. And then you get sick.
Yeah.
And this is something that's probably really, interesting from your perspective is that when you get better sleep, you have improved strength.
Uh-huh.
So you can actually, carry more weight, push more things, whatever it is, your strength is actually enhanced when you have a good night's sleep because your muscles are not fatigued. Your
Yeah.
body is not fatigued.
We actually see that in performance. If people come in and they aren't performing well, their numbers aren't as good. Usually my first question is, how was your sleep last night? And a lot of them come back and say, oh, I didn't sleep good, or oh, I only got a few hours. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it definitely is visible in strength training. So yeah, I can only take that into your everyday, and easy tasks will become a little bit harder.
Everything gets harder, yeah. So then
Yeah.
the opposite side of the coin is what happens when you don't get a good night's sleep.
Sure.
And that is obesity, higher risk of heart disease and stroke, higher risk of type 2 diabetes, depression, increased inflammation, right? Because sleep loss is known to activate undesirable markers of inflammation and cell damage. No
That's
bueno,
terrible. Yeah,
right?
that's not good. Our
And then,
body does not want inflammation on it.
no. And of course, your ability to function, right? It's
Right.
really hard to function when you haven't had a good night's sleep. As any, there are all these studies that show, how people who haven't gotten a good night's sleep and they're driving, it's equivalent to being drunk and driving.
Yes. Yes. And that's not a DUI. So, what? Maybe it should be.
Right? Yeah. So those are
Get
all the
better
reasons.
sleep.
Those are all the
Yeah.
reasons to have a good night's sleep. So tell me, from your perspective, what are some tips that you can give to people on how to do that? Like how do they focus on the quality of the sleep?
Yeah, so I think that is one of the keys. Some of us may come across a day or time that we just don't have 8 hours to dedicate to sleep. And so if you're getting less than your recommended daily, how do you make the sleep that you do get of good quality? And there's a few easy things that you can do in the process. The number one is give up any blue light an hour to 90 minutes before bed. If you do wake up in the middle of the night, do not look at your phone or whatever blue light is in your life. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't sleep, so I pick up my phone. And now you've automatically told your brain to stay awake for about 2 more hours, because that's what blue light does. It stimulates your mind to think, okay, it's daylight, and now it's going to stay awake. And then you have to go through the whole process of releasing melatonin again before you can get back to sleep. So that's number one. Get rid of your devices an hour to 90 minutes before bed. Second is make sure the environment in your room is conducive to sleep. And so I always say, try not to do business in the bedroom. So no office work, it should be a place of sanctuary of bedroom activities. It should not be meant for watching TV or doing any of the things that we stimulate us during the day. So that really helps. To make sure the room is as dark as possible. So make sure there are curtains to be drawn. You don't want any light. You shouldn't have night lights around. Light, even if your eyes are closed, it stimulates your skin to think that there's light outside, meaning you're going to stay awake. We don't want that. And so make sure it's as dark as you can. And then smells. I always find that lavender really helps. Lang Lang really, really helps to help in sleep. And so getting a diffuser or something, and 30 minutes before you go to bed, just turn that on and let the room be infused with a relaxing smell, can really help you fall asleep and stay asleep throughout the night. So those are just a few. There's tons of other tips and tricks that you can definitely do. We can talk about another time. But those ones I think are the easiest and quickest to see if it changes. And it only takes probably 3 or 4 nights of doing this little routine to see a difference in the quality of your sleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. My husband has to sleep with a chili pad because a lot of people get too hot, right? So having
Yes,
your
that too.
room set colder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the lavender, even doing like a lavender bath or having essential oils going.
Yeah.
I know for me, when I have more magnesium in my diet, either from a supplement or in my food, that I tend to sleep better
Yes,
at night.
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Those are amazing things.
Mm-hmm. And having the bedtime routine, which you're talking about, like having the screen off for at least an hour or two before bed, that's super critical, super important.
Yeah,
You're
and
right.
that just gives you, because now suggestions, right? So what do I do if I don't have my phone for the last hour before bed? Like, what activities can I do? And that's a perfect time to like sit and engage and connect with the people in the household. Reading a book, enlightening yourself, giving yourself something wonderful to think about when you go to bed, is another great activity. Turning down the lights in the house so that the lights aren't on full. So if you have dimmers, like put them all on super, super low light, let your body realize that you are winding down. And then, choosing a routine that you can do. Maybe it's a 30-minute routine right before bed. And it's like, okay, I get ready and I brush my teeth and I, whatever that routine is, say your prayers, do a meditation, like whatever it is that you do right before bed, and then get into bed. Your body now knows, okay, this is my routine before bed. So that must mean I'm winding down. I'm ready for sleep.
Right. It's allowing your body to get the melatonin going, which is the sleepy time chemical in your body, versus the cortisol, which is what most of us are running off of all the time.
Right. And then we try to put our head down and we wonder why it takes us an hour plus to actually fall asleep. And it's like, well, because now that's your body finally trying to wind down. So if you decide consciously to do it an hour to 90 minutes before, when your head hits that pillow, you're going to be ready to sleep. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
when it comes to quality, it's interesting because I remember when I was in corporate, most people would be like, it was a badge of honor to say, like, I could get by on 4 hours of sleep or 5 hours
Right.
of sleep or 6 hours of sleep. The thing is, human beings need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, full stop. Now,
Yeah.
where you are on the spectrum, you would have to check in your own body, right? Like, are you tired when you wake up? Do you need caffeine to actually feel awake? Which
Yeah.
so many of us, we have to have the caffeine anyway, so we don't even know what it's like to not be tired and to just,
Yeah.
wake up
Mm-hmm.
naturally. But, and also, of course, not having any caffeine after 2 p.m. is
Yeah.
really important, right? Because it takes 8 hours to flush out of your system.
Yeah. And for anybody that says, "Oh, that's not me. It doesn't do that to me." It does. So don't think of ourselves as the exception of like, "Oh no, I drink coffee right before bed and it's no problem." Your body is still having that adrenal response to the caffeine. And yeah, you may be powerful enough to fall asleep with it. That doesn't mean that your body's still on high drive. And so
Right.
the quality of that sleep is not going to be as great. You're not going to get into as deep of sleep because your body is running on that caffeine. And so just being mindful if you're trying to get better deep quality sleep, not having that caffeine late in the afternoon and allowing your body to really get that out. The other, and we talk about this, is drinking that water to really dilute it and get it out quicker. So if you're dehydrated and drinking coffee and trying to sleep, it's not going to work out very well. So 8 hours is if you're hydrated. So if you're not hydrated, it could take longer for that caffeine to leave your
Yeah.
system as well.
Dad, if you're listening, this is for you.
Don't we all know somebody, right?
Bless his heart, yes.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my gosh,
funny.
this was awesome. I know that we could talk about sleep forever, but you got some really
Totally.
great nuggets here. So this was awesome. Thank you so much, Rochelle. I really appreciate your insights. Everyone who's watching, put questions in the chat and we will get to them. So hopefully we'll
Yeah,
see you next
absolutely.
week.
Yeah, awesome. Good to see you all. Thanks, Claudine, for having me.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.